The mediation begins quietly. The judge greets both parties with calm professionalism, setting the tone for what could be a tense discussion. David Smith, the father, explains that he's seeking a reduction in child support. His voice is steady but firm. He mentions joint custody and says their daughter, 13, lives primarily with him because her school is nearby. He claims the current payment feels unfair. Across the table, his ex-wife listens, arms crossed. The tension is already in the air.
Hello, how are you all doing today?
Oops,
Been better.
Good. Okay, well, hopefully you all can come to an agreement of some sort and we can make it even better. So, Mr. Smith, David, it looks like you filed. So, what's sort of the background? Why are we in mediation today?
Well, we have a daughter together, a 13-year-old.
Okay.
She's living with me at present, although we have joint custody.
Okay.
And because our school's closer to where I live. And I also have a 15-year-old son. And I just feel like the child support is excessive. On account that she's a doctor. I make $90,000, she makes $80,000.
Am I allowed to interrupt him?
You'll have your opportunity. Let him go first.
My ex-wife Laura is a doctor, and she makes $80,000 a year. I just feel like I'm paying more than I should be because our child's mother makes almost as much as I do, and child's staying with me, and so I feel like the child support's higher than it should be.
Let me go over those numbers again. You said 90,000.
Right.
So your child support is based off that 90,000 and one child, the 13-year-old? Okay. And how much do you make?
I make 80,000.
80, okay.
David continues, explaining that he earns about $90,000 a year, while his ex-wife earns $80,000 as a doctor. He insists the difference doesn't justify how much he's paying. The judge listens carefully, jotting notes. David feels the system is unbalanced. The room is quiet except for his words, a father trying to make his case in front of the law.
All right. Okay, Laura. So,
Yes.
Go ahead.
I'm a little bit irritated that he's bringing me to the table today. I'm missing work. Okay, I have to be at the hospital. This is not convenient for me. Just because he has another child, he's wanting to come in and ask for a reduction.
Okay.
And his argument is that that our daughter is at his house more. Well, it's because she's closer to her school.
Okay.
It's easier on her. But when I travel during the summers, I have her more often. So it kind of works out. And I think it's his responsibility to pay the same amount as I pay. This is a principle thing. And just because he has another kid now does not mean that he needs to contribute less.
Okay, so let me just explain. So the way that it works, if you all were to go to court, by law, he does.
Now it's the mother's turn. Her frustration is clear. She says she's missing work at the hospital for this mediation and that this entire meeting is unnecessary. Her voice sharpens as she argues that David's situation hasn't changed enough to warrant a reduction. She insists she carries the heavier load, emotionally and financially, for their daughter. The room grows heavier with every word.
Have the right to ask the court for a reduction, because when a child starts living with him that's under the age of 18 or still in high school, whichever one, he is entitled to a reduction because of that. More than likely, if you all were to go to court, unless you can show his income is more than $90,000, which would entitle you to the same amount, the judge is probably going to go ahead and reduce his child support amount.
Okay, even though his wife also has a salary?
Yes, even though his wife has a salary, because in Texas, the income of the spouse is irrelevant in regards to child support for the person who's obligated to pay.
Okay, so but they do take into consideration that his expenses are higher.
Well, so child support is based on a calculation, right?
Okay.
So whatever that calculation comes to, giving him credit for any children that he does have, especially the ones that live in the same home, that's what it's going to be based on.
The judge steps in, calm but firm. She explains the law. In Texas, a parent has the right to request a reduction in child support when another child lives with them. The mother shakes her head in disbelief. The judge reminds her David's wife's income doesn't count toward his obligation. The rules are clear, the law impartial. The mother sighs, clearly unhappy but forced to listen.
I'll tell you one thing is that he never buys her any clothes.
Okay.
Okay. I'm the one that pays for her clothes. I take her shopping. Okay. I take her on trips. I do things with her. He does not do that. Apparently he's tapped out or he's not doing his finances correctly. But I want to make sure that that is added into the calculation.
Okay. Okay.
Well, that's what the child support is for, and I believe, I feel like.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. So what do you have to say about what she was saying about you guys meeting in the middle possibly for expenses with your daughter? Is she involved in any extracurricular activities or anything?
She is.
Okay.
She's in the marching band, and it's very expensive.
How expensive are we talking?
It is $5,000 for this year because they're going to.
The mother fires back, saying David never buys their daughter clothes or pays for her trips. She insists she carries all those extra costs alone. The judge nods, understanding the emotion but keeping things factual. The discussion shifts expenses, fairness, pride. It's no longer just about money, it's about recognition. Both parents want to be seen as doing what's right.
A special parade in California.
Okay.
So, and that is also something that I usually spend more money on than he does.
Okay. All right. If it's $5,000, would you agree to meet her in the middle? For $2,500, you split the cost of the expenses?
Yes.
That would be feasible, and you would be okay with that?
Yeah.
Okay. So in terms of your agreement, the week on, week off, that's working fine for you, all right?
I feel good about that because she's at school.
Okay.
And my job, I'm away quite a bit during the day because I'm on call. So I think that's working out well.
Okay. All right. And then in terms of your income, has your income changed at all from the $90,000? It's still the same amount? Okay. Who pays health insurance?
I do.
Okay. How much is your...
Attention turns to their daughter's activities. The judge asks about extracurriculars. The mother mentions marching band, an expensive passion. $5,000 this year for a special parade trip in California. The judge proposes a compromise. Each parent pays half. For a moment, both nod in agreement. The tension softens just slightly.
Health insurance. For your daughter only.
Well, for her only. 75.
$75?
Yes.
Okay. So let me do this. I am going to calculate what your gross and net should be. Okay, so your child support amount would naturally go down to $959.50. Okay? But although his child support, that would happen if you went to court, right? Although it's going down, he is agreeing to be responsible for half the activities moving forward, correct? So are you agreeing that even if that 5,000 number fluctuate, that you all would always split it down the middle? Okay.
And is there a way to, because it seems to me that he is trying to make things more difficult a lot of times.
They discuss income again. David confirms his salary hasn't changed, and he pays $75 monthly for their daughter's health insurance. The judge does quick math. If this case went to court, David's child support would drop to $959.56 a month. The law is clear, but the human emotion behind it isn't. The mother looks frustrated, feeling the scales tip away from her favor.
By coming back where I think we could have gotten down if we would have just gone the way we were going, and me paying for what I'm supposed to be paying for, and him doing what he was supposed to be doing, we would end up at the same spot. So my question is, at what point does he get over, us not being together anymore, and stop bringing me into mediation? Because I'm kind of tired of it, and it's very frustrating.
Well, there's not anything I could typically put in an order that forbids him from doing that. I mean, it's his right to request mediation or go to court. It's also your right to do the same thing. But with your daughter being 13 years old, the hope is that you guys can keep this in place for the next 5 years and you won't have to come back. But in the meantime, if you needed to come back for anything, it's just a matter of contacting me. We can talk through email, we can speak over the phone, and try to get it worked out so it's not as expensive as.
The mother's voice rises again. She says David uses mediation to drag her back into old battles. She's tired of it, tired of missing work, tired of reopening wounds. The judge listens patiently, reminding her that both have the right to request mediation. It's not punishment, it's process. Still, the air feels thick with unresolved emotion.
Sitting here across from each other for a while. Okay?
He's kind of wasting my time, so my ideal situation is he pays for my time that I'm missing from the hospital, that I could be working today, and that nothing changes as far as child support goes.
Okay, so let me just recap the agreement. You guys agreed to maintain the week on, week off possession schedule. You'll always split the expenses for extracurricular activity or any expenses related to your daughter 50-50. And you will continue to pay the health insurance. All right, is that an accurate depiction of the agreement?
It works for me.
Okay, so what I'll do is draft out the mediated settlement agreement. I'll excuse myself just to let you know the mediated settlement agreement is irrevocable. So if you decide later, hey, I don't even want to do this, I want to change it up, you're pretty much stuck with that agreement. And after it becomes an order, the judge will sign it.
The judge summarizes the agreement. They'll keep the week on, week off custody schedule. Each will pay half of all extracurricular expenses. David will continue covering health insurance. It's a balanced outcome, at least on paper. The judge emphasizes that the settlement will be final, irrevocable once signed. Both parents nod. The end is in sight.
You all will be free to go. Okay. Give me 1 minute.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, so I have your agreement here. Just briefly look over it for me, and you're going to sign where it says petitioner. Okay, and you're going to do the same. Just look over and make sure everything is correct and sign where it says respondent. Okay. I'll get you your copies and you all will be free to leave.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Have a great day.
The paperwork is printed and reviewed. The room quiets as pens scratch across the page, signatures sealing months of tension into a single document. The judge thanks them, reminding both that this agreement, though binding, is meant to bring peace. As they stand to leave, the courtroom energy shifts. The conflict pauses, if only for now.